Well, right now we're going to turn to America Votes 2024 on this Super Tuesday. Today, voters in 14 states, highlighted here in purple, have primaries or caucuses for both parties. Plus, there's a Republican caucus in Alaska and a Democratic caucus in American Samoa. More delegates are awarded today than any other time in the entire primary season for either party. And speaking of the primary calendar, voters here in New York don't get to cast ballots until April 2nd. And that date was actually moved up on the calendar. Back in 2020, it wasn't until June 23rd that New Yorkers got to weigh in. But even early April is pretty late this cycle. President Biden has won 99% of the Democratic delegates so far, not much of a contest there. But the big question is, will the open GOP race be over by the time New Yorkers vote as well? Let's take a look tonight at where things stand right now. Donald Trump already has 276 delegates, winning every contest except Washington, D.C. He has nearly 23% of the delegates that he needs to secure the nomination. Nikki Haley, you can see, only has 43 delegates right now. And that brings us to today, Super Tuesday, with contests in all of the states that we're going to show here in yellow in just a moment. 865 delegates in all are up for grabs on this Super Tuesday. Now, that includes some big states like California and Texas. So why isn't New York included in that? After all, if it weren't for Republicans in this state, the GOP wouldn't have control of the House because of the last midterm election. New York Republicans did quite well. Yet your vote may not matter much. Joining me live tonight is Bob McCarthy, our 7 News political analyst. Bob, it's always great to have you here on the show. I know that you've been looking into this. As we look at the map right now, how do you see it in terms of New York's role and how this is going to play out?
New York is not going to have much of a say in this thing, Michael, and it rarely does. One reason is it's such a Democratic state that very seldom is it a destination for presidential candidates. Very seldom do people come here to campaign. And that's because it's been since 1984 was the last time that a Republican, Ronald Reagan, won New York. So it's mostly ceded to the Democrats, but it can play a role in primaries, though it doesn't look like it's going to be in this one.
So the big question here, and I mentioned some of the big states, you think of Texas, California, are having primaries today. New York, you can see, not colored in yellow here on our map. Why is that? Why didn't New York go ahead and say, hey, we're going to be part of this big day so that your vote matters?
Well, there's really no rhyme nor reason to it because you see big states like Texas or California participating. But I reached out to talk about this with Marty Connor, who is the former minority leader of the state Senate and one of New York's foremost election lawyers and an expert in all things election. And he had to think about it too, but he said, if I had to guess, it's because the national committees of the parties are the ones that now set these dates, and often they feel like they want to test candidates in other states besides big ones like New York. So that's kind of what we're talking about, but it's still, you know, even when people have tried to continue to move up the primary, it just doesn't seem that New York gets up there to be a real factor.
So finally, when we talk about the state of the race right now, in the Republican Party, we'll pull it up, you need 1,215 delegates to win. Donald Trump is at 276, but there are 800 plus that are up for grabs today. He's going to win the vast majority of those. As you look at the calendar, do you think it's still going to be a race by the time April 2nd comes around, or is it moot and the race is already over to begin?
I think it's going to be wrapped up tonight, Michael. I think back to 2016 when I covered the New York Republican primary and was in Trump Tower the day that he won the New York primary, overwhelmingly won all 27 congressional districts. And that was the day that he wrapped it up back then. But it took till April 19th, I believe it was, in 2016. But I think this is going to be a fait accompli as of tonight.
And the question then becomes, does Nikki Haley accept that, or does she go ahead and stay in the race?
We have to wait and see what she does.
Yeah.
You know, it could be she's just keeping her options open. Who knows what's going to happen to Donald Trump?
Yeah.
He's facing all kinds of criminal trials coming up in the next months afterwards. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe that's what she's thinking.
All right, Bob McCarthy. Bob, always great to see you. Thank you so
Michael.
much.